بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا زدنا علما. اللهم إنا نسألك الإخلاص والقبول وأن تنفعنا اللهم بما نقول. اللهم آمين. وبعد. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Tajweed 101 course. My name is Maghfira and I am an online Quran teacher, and you are watching Maghfira Education, the place to learn and know how to understand the Quran properly and understand its meaning. And today, inshallah, we are going to continue on lesson 6. It is about the first articulation point, which is al-Jawf. And al-Jawf, as you know that, it is the throat cavity and the mouth cavity. It is an Arabic word, al-Jawf. The word al-Jawf itself, it is an Arabic word, means the empty inner space. Okay? And its definition, or its applied definition, it is the empty space of the mouth cavity and the throat cavity. So all of this is al-Jawf. You see, all of this area is called al-Jawf. And al-Jawf, it really produces the three main mad letters. Mad with alif, mad with waw, mad with ya. Okay? And very important note that it is mentioned that the three mad letters are articulated from the Jawf as it shows the least sound compression. So there is no even any tension to the tongue. The tongue really is in a rest state. The tongue really is not tensioned. There is no any compression of a sound. There is no sound compression, and the sound is completely, as you see here, produced from this part, from Jawf, going towards or going outside. And the very important thing is that we have to produce the mad sound with sound rather than air. Okay? So the sound of a mad is elevated. We have to hear the sound of a mad with alif going to the sky. Imagine that the sound is like an arrow. In the mad with alif, this arrow is going to the sky, as we mentioned in the last few videos. Okay, so the tongue is in the resting state when we read al-mad with alif, or alif mad. So ba, 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 ta, tha, like this. Okay, so this is alif mad. And we have to make sure that the sound of mad is produced from sound rather than air, as I just told you. And from the mistakes that may happen is so weak mad and lots of air. How to know that you produce lots of air? When you put your hand in front of your mouth, when you read the mad sound, you will feel a warm air. In this case, you know that you are reading the mad with lots of air. Try to remove this. How? By tensioning the stomach, producing lots of sound. So the tongue must be in the resting stage. There is no any tension on the tongue. We have to tension the stomach so that the sound is produced. And from the second tip that I really advise you to do is to elevate the sound. When someone is shouting, you will hear the sound from her rather than the air. Okay, when we are talking in the normal speech, lots of air is produced, and Al-Quran is recited to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by Jibreel alayhi salam, revealed to him the mad is strong. And you know, each tiny thing on Tajweed has a purpose. You may not feel it now, but when you fix your recitation, you will feel this purpose. For example, if we read as-sama, sama mean the sky, okay? And if we read it by the proper way, like as-sama, you will feel that the elevation meaning, or you feel that you need to look up, to look to the sky. So each single thing that has a purpose on the Tajweed signs. Okay, so on alif mad, we have to produce sound rather than air. The sound is produced from the deepest part of the throat, taking the whole throat cavity and the mouth cavity, and the sound is going to the sky. And you know that this is the vibration of the sound, not the sound direction. Okay, this is a very important difference. The sound direction is toward the sky, toward the roof of the mouth. The next type of mad we have is mad with ya. And the mad with ya is a little bit less on the resting, the tongue is not completely resting as in alif, but in ya it is elevated from the middle part. So the tongue is elevated from the middle. So b, t, thi, and we have still catching the same information, sound rather than air. How to know that your recitation is fully with the air? When you put your hand in front of your mouth, if you find the warm air touching or hitting your hand from inside your mouth, you know that you produce lots of air. If you make the mud sound and you put your hand in front of your mouth, no warm air, you know that you produce a sound rather than air. And this is the proper way. And on mad with ya, the tongue is elevated from the middle part, as you see here. The middle part of the tongue is elevated, and the sound of mad is produced as b, t, thi, si, like this. Okay, the lower jaw, as inshallah I'll put you the video, the link download inshallah, about the how to read the fatha dhamma kasra properly inshallah. And as you remember that we agreed that for reading al-kasr we have to drop the lower jaw down a little bit, and the tongue is elevated from the middle part, so that the mad with al-ya is produced from this point. And there's a very important point to take care about, is the lengthened ya mad articulation point is different than the articulation point of letter ya itself. Why? Because the compression, when it is less, so it is mad with ya. When it is more, so it is letter ya. So ay, this is ya articulation point. If the compression is less, so like b, t, thi, the compression is less, so this is mad with ya. And the third one is mad with wow. And as you remember that, I think from a few videos ago, this is the way of reading the mad. The tongue is elevated from the back part. Sorry for the writing, but it is elevated from the back part of the tongue. Su, du, and don't forget to stretch the mouth forward, the lips forward, and this is from the articulation point of al-mad with wow. Su, du, ru, like this. Make sure that you are producing sound rather than air. How to produce sound rather than air? When you make the sound louder for the mad, in this case, you produce sound more than air. So, by this way, we already finished al-mad with the articulation point, which is al-jawf. And as you know that we have 3 letters that are produced from jawf. The jawf is the whole mouth cavity and throat cavity, and produces the 3 mad letters, sa, si, su. Okay, the 3 mad letters, and must produce with a sound rather than air. How to do that? By producing sound louder as you are shouting. Okay, producing sound louder. In this case, you produce the mad, the sound rather than air. Until this point, let's stop here. Try to practice. If you have any question, write it to me on the comment down below. Jazakumullahu khairan for you watching. Catch you on the next video inshallah. If you find this content is beneficial, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share it to your friends and relatives. Jazakumullahu khairan for you watching. See you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.